What's going on, everyone? Richard here with Polishing Your Diamond, the personal development channel. Do not go anywhere because I have two huge announcements to make. So the first one is something really close to my heart. That is homeless children and cancer research. So on that note, what we're going to be doing is with our YouTube channel, any funds or any money that is made from that, we're going to start giving a percentage to those two areas. So once we hit 250,000 subscribers, any money that's made on our YouTube channel, we will donate 5% to orphanages within India and 5% to cancer research. Then when we get to the 500,000 to 500,000 subscribers, we're then going to donate 10% to each one of those. And then when we hit the 1 million mark, we'll then donate 15% to each one of those. So come and join us on this journey, guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and share with your family and friends. And then, as I said, I was super excited for two reasons today. We also have our first guest episode, which is right now. So come and say hello. I'm super excited today because today is our first ever guest episode. And because I live in India, I thought it would be really special to start with someone successful in a speciality and domain that probably a lot of us are not really used to. And so I've got today with us Aditi Bumb. So she's also known as the Beautiful Beast, fitness model. She is a 3-time gold medalist for Ms Pune, a 2-time bronze medalist for Ms Maharashtra, 2-time gold medalist for Miss West India, and a 2-time bronze medalist for Miss Asia. So, hey Aditi, welcome and thank you for coming. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing amazing. How about you?
I'm good. I'm very well, thanks. I'm excited to go through today as you're our first guest. So let's start with, for those that don't know who you are, can you share with people what it is that you do and who you are?
So I compete into model physique category, which is the subcategory of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So it's ultimately I'm a bodybuilder, but a beautiful bodybuilder, you can say.
Okay.
So yeah, so I compete in the model physique category, wherein you need to show your muscles. You need to have lean muscle, lean muscular body.
Yeah.
Also, you need to be very graceful, confident, and you must look very feminine and beautiful on stage when you're showing yourself. So this is what I do, and you need to carry high heels, and you have to wear bikini. So that's the costume of my category.
Right. Okay. So what's the difference between, so for the people that don't know, because I don't know loads about it. I've done some research, but what's the difference between normal bodybuilding? So the bodybuilding that most people would see on, I think from probably videos and what most people, I say most people, the majority of people would think bodybuilding is about big muscles, big bodies. What's the difference between what you're doing and that typical kind of what people think it is?
So there are two categories into bodybuilding. One is proper bodybuilding, wherein you need a buffed up body, very huge muscles. And there is another category which is physique, wherein you need a lean muscular body. So you don't need to look too buffed up. And what I do, what my category needs is a very beautiful feminine body with, you can say toned body.
Yeah.
And a natural one. So these days people are into steroids and all, and hence the females are also influenced because of that. So because of lack of knowledge, and there are so many factors behind it. So so that's how they are losing the beauty of the game.
Right.
So they need to look very beautiful on stage, because I've competed into international championships as well, and I've seen the athletes, very beautiful, very good quality body, quality muscles. So the muscles need a lot of patience and hard work, of course, to grow. So you need to give it the time it requires, rather than, going for the shortcut and taking steroids, injecting steroids. So that's not the solution, is what I feel. So in my category, we need, see, because the name suggests it is a model physique.
Yeah.
So you need to look like a model, a proper model, very beautiful, graceful. So that is all about my category.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about steroids then. So steroids, not, I'm assuming from what you've just said, it's definitely something that you've never done.
Mhm.
But what, I suppose you said that a lot of young girls or people, not just young girls, but anybody that's into bodybuilding, they're
Mhm.
influenced. I mean, I know from when I was living in the UK, there's certain
Mhm.
places I would go to, and I kind of know when I went into a gym, people on steroids, and look, each to their own in terms of who wants to do it. I'm not going to judge people, but what I suppose, what would be your advice to people for not doing it then? You know, what are the effects of it?
So there are so many drastic effects. So you won't see that immediately, but ultimately, what steroid has is male hormone testosterone.
Hmm.
So it won't affect much to the male body because it's ultimately the I mean, testosterone is the hormone which is produced naturally into the male body.
Yeah.
So that's completely fine, but still I won't suggest them until and unless you are an athlete. And see, the competition has it has risen up so big, so you cannot sustain yourself without steroids. So
Okay.
for males I won't say anything, because I've seen people doing it, and I've seen people doing it naturally as well, and they didn't win. So to
Okay.
win, ultimately you need to go for it.
Right.
But for females, being an example, I have seen it myself. Even, you know what, I have competed for Maharashtra, then Pune, and then India. So in these categories, when I was competing with so many Indian girls in Miss India, there were more than 50 females, and the competition was too hard because all the girls were too muscular. And I've just started in 2018, so
Hmm.
I'm sharing my first experience
Yeah.
in Miss India. So I was like, these are too huge, huge and very muscular, and their faces used to look like males. So, yeah, seriously, seriously. So I was like, they shouldn't do it. Why did they do it with themselves? They should love their body. But
Okay.
when the competition ended, and I didn't even land into top 10. So I also felt demotivated, and I felt like, okay, I should also inject.
Mm.
So, because the trend is like that in India, that if you want to win, you'll have to have this.
Okay.
So, I felt really bad, and I felt like, okay, I'll inject now. So, I was on the words to inject, but then I thought of, because there were no competitions. So, I thought of giving more time to my body, and there is a guy, he mentors me. So, he told
Okay.
me
Good.
that you have good genetics, you don't need it. So, don't do it. So, listening to him, I didn't do it. I gave myself 6 months wherein I didn't went for any cheat diet, or I didn't miss my workout. And within 6 months I have transformed myself drastically, especially my legs.
Hmm.
So in when I competed into Miss Asia for the first time, I got bronze medal.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I have defeated people who were on steroids, so that boosted my confidence like anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so if I can win this competition, then I can do it naturally.
Hmm.
And since then, I've decided that I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna inject anything, or take any oral medicines or anything.
Hmm.
Since then, I'm doing it naturally. And uh, if I have done it, I think all the girls can do it. It's just that they need some proper knowledge, proper guidance. If they are not getting it, they should approach some athletes who are natural, who are naturally doing it. There are very rarely girls who are into natural things in India, I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll hardly find anyone who are
Yeah.
into natural
Yeah.
things.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know, but then you've got, for those that don't live in India, there's
Hmm.
something called Ayurvedic. So obviously, I've lived in India for 3 years,
Hmm.
so I'm just kind of talking to the audience as well, if anyone's listening. But I mean, I've been coming back and forth to India for what,
Hmm.
since 2012. So I've been coming back and forth for at least seven or 8 years, and obviously I've lived here for the last 3 years. But you got something called Ayurvedic, which is like the herbal medicine, isn't it? That's kind of what Ayurvedic is. But what you're
Yes, yes.
talking about is for competing in bodybuilding. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people would consider, and a lot of people do take steroids.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So there are, sorry to interrupt you.
yeah, that's okay.
So since you have mentioned Ayurveda, so there are herbs as well, which people can take, even I take it,
Mm,
which has no side effects. So there are herbs like Gokshura
hmm.
and Ashwagandha that helps you to boost natural testosterone in the body.
Right.
So usually females have estrogen, but we have some quantity of testosterone as well.
Hmm.
So to just boost that up, you can have those oral medicines. Those are not medicines; they are herbs.
Mm,
So
okay.
Ashwagandha and Gokshura.
Was it like a
So you
type
can
of
have that
flower,
with,
or is it a type of
sorry,
flower, or
no, not flour. So
no?
so it's in the form of either powder or tablets.
Okay. Where did it come from, though? Where did it originate? Do you know? Or?
So there is I don't know much about it, but I guess they are herbs only.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
how I haven't ever
Okay,
googled
that's
about
fine.
the origination
That's
of them.
okay.
So
That's fine. No issues. No issues.
yeah,
So,
so
so in regards to the steroids piece, then you're absolute no for it. Are you friend? Are you, or not? I say friends, but are you? Do you know people that are on steroids?
yes, so many.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll say 99%, 99.99% are
Wow.
on steroids.
Okay. Okay. That's quite a large number then. That's pretty
Yeah.
much everybody.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. And what do you have these kind of conversations with those people? The people that are on steroids that you know?
Yes. So they say it's the necessity, and usually I don't, because it's a controversial topic.
Yeah.
So I also refrain myself to talk about it, to talk about such questions, to talk about such things. But to if I am very familiar with them, and if I'm asking them about all these things, then what usually they answer is it's the need of the competition. If you want to win, you'll have to do it.
Mm.
And also, suppose like females, so they don't have, mostly as far as I've seen, no female spend 2 3 years or more than that into this career. They are here, they'll be spending 2 hours, 2 years, 3 years, and they are done. They'll be marrying some guy, and then they'll be settling up, and that's it. So this is what
Yeah.
their goal is what I've seen till
Yeah.
now. So so that's why usually in India people don't know who are the very famous bodybuilders,
No.
because they are not doing it from years. But fe- for female bodybuilders, I known as in I have known some people who are into this since 7 8 years or 10 years. So but still they keep on fading away.
Hmm.
And uh, every time when the competition rises, so it's all about new faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you'll see new faces, they'll keep on coming and going. You won't
Yeah.
see some constant faces every time.
Okay. Okay.
So that is the main problem in this sport that I have seen.
Mm.
That you won't be seeing anybody for more than 2 years. That is
Okay.
even too much. That is what I'm saying.
So people come. It's like a bit like a fad almost, where people just come and go, and they don't
Yeah.
stick.
So
They
they
don't stick it
come.
out.
Yeah. So they try. If they succeed, it's fine. Else they go.
Right. So
So that
you've
is
been doing
what
it
they do.
since you said at the beginning. Sorry to interrupt you. You said 2018 was when you first started, right?
Yes.
I see. So you've been doing it over 2 years now.
Yes.
And how long? What's your goal in terms of what do you want to achieve from this? How long are you going to be doing it for?
So I have some goals in terms of government job as well. So that's why, and it needs some also I want to make my name. I want to show people that naturally you can do it. And I want to make my name, be it if it'll take years, I don't mind,
Yeah.
because within 2 years I have achieved something.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I feel I can go even higher. And I want that my name will be like Arnold in India.
Mm.
So everyone must know my name, that okay, there is a girl who is
Yeah.
very consistent, very dedicated, and she is doing it from years, and everyone must know my name, is
Okay.
what I want.
Good. All right. I like it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about again, look, I suppose talking a little bit to the audience for anybody that's listening that doesn't know Indian culture too much. One thing that um, this, and look, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Aditi. Um, I've been here long enough to know what the Indian culture is not. I'm not Indian, but I've been here a while, and I'm going to assume something. I don't generally assume things, but I would assume you probably come across some challenges with maybe your parents or with family or with friends in getting into this sport. And the reason I say that, or the reason I'm going to say that, is because I can't imagine it from what I know about being in India. That I'm not saying everybody, because I don't want to tarnish it like that with the same brush, but I could assume going into bodybuilding would be something you would have challenges with your family, because it's probably something that may be frowned upon, or something, they might want to see, from what I see, families like to see their daughters or their sons to become doctors or engineers. They're the kind of typical things that I see. Tell me if I'm wrong, or no, what you
So
think.
yes, I have faced hell lot of challenges uh, from my friends, from my family, from relatives, from everyone.
Yeah,
So because of this, first thing here is the costume.
yeah.
Because in India you cannot imagine a girl wearing bikini and
Okay.
walking, yeah, walking on the ramp. So
Too
that's
revealing.
yeah, that's you cannot you cannot do that in India.
Yeah.
People will judge you that you will be more easygoing for boys. Okay, if she is wearing bikini, yeah, we can approach her. So that is what they think. So I think people should change their thinking about it, because that's the need of that sport, because we need to show all the muscles there.
Of course. Yeah.
So you need to wear bikini. There is no other choice. You cannot wear salwar suit and then you can go on stage showing muscles. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Or wearing a sari or whatever.
Hmm.
Any Indian dress can't do that. So you'll have to have that. There is no other choice. So when I started this, so actually I was very inconsistent with my career. So I left IT and then I have tried so many careers, I'll tell you honestly. So after that, finally I landed up into fitness, and I started working out. And one of my fellow friend, he told me that you should compete because you have good muscular body. But
Okay.
I was a lean bean.
A
So
lean
he said,
bean, like a,
yeah.
a
So
skinny
he said,
bean.
yeah, very skinny. So
Hmm.
he said you can try because you have very good back. So I had, because there was no fat, no very I guess it must be 17-18% of fat percentage.
Yeah.
So you can show the muscles clearly.
Hmm.
So my back was very very well, muscular. So he suggested me you should compete. I was like, really? I have very bad body, very lean. So how can I compete? He told me about all these things, and then I met the mentor I was talking about. So I
Yeah.
met that guy, and then he suggested me to compete for the Maharashtra Shri, which is a state level competition, and that was my very first competition.
Okay.
Yeah, directly state. I was like, all right. So before stepping on the stage, because I was competing with the people who were really experienced, I was the naive. So I was like, okay, so what I want from here is a medal, come what may.
Okay.
So because I
Okay.
used to do Zumba and dancing, and also I had the confidence to slay the stage. So I went on the stage, I did whatever poses. Those shitty posing, that was the worst posing I've done ever. So if I see, I that video is on the YouTube as well. So
Okay.
whenever I watch it, I just laugh like anything. That
Bit,
is
a
it
bit,
really?
bit cringy and embarrassing for you, is it?
Yeah,
It don't
yeah,
matter. It's all right. That's fine. But at least you went and done it, eh?
yeah. So I got bronze medal for the very first time, and
Yeah.
it boosted my confidence like anything. I was like, really? If I can do it without any preparation, I never worked out before that.
Hmm.
So without any workout, if I can win this, then what will I do with the workout and proper diet?
Yeah.
And I was a vegetarian, proper vegetarian, no eggs, no chicken, no meat, anything.
What about now?
Yeah, but yeah. So because that's the need, so I have turned myself to non-vegetarian.
Okay. Okay. How did that go down with the family and? Like
So yes, so that was also that's a challenge because I belong from a Jain family
yeah.
wherein you don't, yeah, if you know about it.
Can you explain that? I know, but can you just explain it? I
Yeah,
probably won't
sure.
explain. I won't do it any justice. Yeah.
So you cannot eat uh, onions, potatoes, so those vegetables which are grown under the earth,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
under the ground.
Anything
So
underground,
yes,
you're not allowed to eat.
yes, yes, under the ground.
But that's
So you
is
cannot
that
have that.
ginger? No. Yeah, ginger.
Ginger, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, ginger,
Garlic.
garlic. Wow.
So
Yeah.
you cannot have that. So that's not a compulsion, but the people who are strictly religious into my community are, they follow all these things. They don't
Yeah.
eat all these. They keep on fasting. Eggs and chicken are like, you'll go to hell if you eat it. So so
Okay.
yes, yeah, even my mom, she's like that. So
Right.
but my father, as I told you, he was into bodybuilding and gymnastics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
eats. Yeah, so he eats, but he doesn't come home and eat. He
Okay. So he
cannot
does
bring that home.
outside the house
Yeah, as
where
he'll
mum's
be
not.
discarded
Oh,
from
where,
home
okay.
completely.
Mum's not allowed to
Yeah,
see that then.
not at all allowed.
Oh
So
dear.
yeah, so when I started eating this, even now I take almost 2 hours to eat that chicken breast
Two
because I
hours.
don't like it. I
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. You don't enjoy it at
bec-
all.
no, because of the taste buds, I haven't ever eaten chicken and all. No, so eating chicken breast is like, oh shit, I need to spend 2 hours to it.
Yeah.
So that's time consuming, but still, because that was the necessity of my game. So
Mhm.
I started eating chicken. I started eating eggs. I started cooking as well. So that was the first challenge because when my mom got to know about it, and also my society, people used to say she is a sinner, and they used to say a lot of
Yeah.
things about me.
I can look, I can imagine a little bit because look, I've been here long enough and I know what how strict it is. Look, look, it's a religion, so I get it.
Yeah.
And obviously you're going
Also,
against that, but yeah, okay, go on.
so
Sorry.
that was the first challenge. Second challenge was the bikini. So
Hmm.
everybody, when I first posted that video of Maharashtra Sri on Facebook, my mom called me and she was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "It was a competition and I won bronze medal for the very first time in
Hmm.
state competition." She was like, "Whatever. How can you do that? How can you wear bikini and you can post a video? You shouldn't do it. Just remove it right away." I was like, "Okay." So I removed the video right away.
Yeah.
But then most of my relatives and people are there who are from Ujjain are from, I belong from Ujjain, so
Hmm.
which is a very religious and small town.
Yeah.
So most of the people are from there on my Facebook. So they started talking about me. They started commenting, taunting to my parents.
Hmm.
So and parents, my mom goes to kitty parties and all.
Yeah.
So if she goes there, they keep on cribbing about it. They keep on taunting to my mom. So she was very irritated, and she told me, if you won't stop it, I'll disown you. I was like, okay, really? And that was the time when I needed my family too much, because this competitions and all, they need emotional support, financial support, and I left
Yeah.
all of the jobs and I had no financial support as well at that time.
Right.
So I was just a trainer.
Hmm.
So there were so many things, so many challenges that I faced emotionally. I wanted my parents, or I wanted someone to be there with me, to
Yeah,
listen
of
to
course.
me,
Oh, yeah, I
to
get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So whenever I go through those mood swings because of whatever I used to hold, water cutting, salt cutting, and I
Hmm.
had no knowledge about it. People told me that you should do salt cut, water cut. I started doing it blindly
Mm.
without experimenting on my body.
Mm.
So that was also the wrong thing that I was doing. But that time, when you cut down carbohydrates, when you cut down salt and water, you need a lot of patience, a lot of emotional support. So I used to cry a lot in silence because I had no one to listen to me, to support me. But still, because I decided that I need to do something big in this, I, I kept on going and going. And the time I have competed for Miss Asia and I got bronze medal.
Yeah.
So the Madhya Pradesh bodybuilding, from where I belong,
Hmm.
so they called me there, and there was a felicitation ceremony there in Indore. So Dainik Bhaskar, there is a newspaper. So they took an interview of me and my father. So that guy, the interviewer, he asked my father, "How did you feel when your daughter got bronze medal in Asia in
Yeah.
international championship?" So he started crying, and that
Ah,
was
okay.
the yeah. So that was the proud moment for me that okay, I have done something good now.
Yeah.
So he said, I never imagined because she was so inconsistent with her career. So I didn't imagine that she'll do it. She'll take this very seriously and she'll win this.
Mhm.
So that was my achievement, bigger than the bronze
Because your
medal.
dad was happy as well. It's almost
Yeah,
like a
yeah, I was so
breakthrough.
happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was afraid. He didn't support. He was afraid because the trend is like that. That he was afraid that I won't inject steroids too, like others. So
Hmm.
he said, if you'll do that ever in your life, don't ever talk to me. Don't show me your face.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna do it anyways. And still, if you're saying don't worry about it, I won't do it in my life ever, ever.
Yeah.
So you can relax yourself with that. So yeah, these are the challenges. There were so many things happened.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Well, look,
but everything is fine now, and I have grown stronger as well with people. So if anybody comments on my costume or uh, me eating non-veg, now I have so many answers to throw those answers on their face. So it's completely fine.
that's good. I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's go back to that. I mean, look, thanks for sharing all that as well. You know, I'd like, that's why I asked the question. I just imagine that it's not something that would be deemed okay from a lot of families in India, and I think it's nice for you to be able to share this with people, not just for what you're doing for the sport, for your sport and bodybuilding, but I think for lots of other things. Where look, what I'm not doing here is going against the grain of religion and culture, but it is always about doing something that you want to do and following your dreams or your passion and your aspirations. And I think that's something you've obviously done with knowing there's going to be challenges. So what things would you say to people that to anybody else? Let's talk about the culture in India. To anybody else in India that wants to follow something that is going to be challenges for them.
So I'll suggest to the coaches, I'll suggest, please, you should get good knowledge about it. And every body is different.
Hmm.
So you should experiment and you should understand what your body is actually needing.
Okay.
So like my body, when as I told you, I was doing it wrong, listening to everyone that you should cut down salt and water and carbohydrates. So in 2019, when I competed for Miss Asia 2019,
Hmm.
so that time I didn't go for any salt cut, any water cut, or any carbohydrate cut. So within within a year, I got to know what my body actually need, and
Yeah.
that was the best package I have brought on stage. So with experimenting on myself, if I can know my body, then I think people should understand this and they can experiment on themselves and they can know what their body actually needs,
Yeah.
rather than just listening to their coaches or listening to anybody who's a trainer in the gym. Or
Hmm.
they people just keep on asking two three people. They don't stick to just one. They keep on asking many people, okay,
Yeah.
am I doing it right, am I doing it right, and they end up mixing everything whatever they get from all of them, and end up ruining their body.
Mm.
So I have seen girls, so the girls who have started competing after me, maybe after looking me, or uh, there are many female athletes, so maybe looking to them, they started competing. When they started, they were they used to look like girls, very feminine, the voice was also good. But then, just because of this rat race, they wanted to win
Steroids.
something, to achieve something faster. They ended up with injecting steroids. They made their body bulky, buffed up badly,
Hmm.
and the face ruined, voice ruined, hormonal imbalance badly. And
Yeah.
now they ask me, what should we do?
Yeah.
Now I cannot do it. You have ruined it already.
Yeah.
How can I help you? You
Hmm.
without any PCT, there is a post cycle therapy as well. So I
Sorry,
don't
what's it
know.
called? Post cycle therapy.
Yeah. So when you inject steroids,
Yeah.
so I don't have much knowledge about it, but as far as I have heard about it, So when you inject something, there is a cycle.
Uh-huh.
So there is a cycle to gain, then there is a cycle to cut down.
Yeah.
And then when you're done with your competitions, there is a therapy that you go through that is called post-cycle therapy, wherein they take out all the steroids, all the materials that have been injected in the body out of your body.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so that needs to be done if you are injecting.
Uh-huh.
But if you're not doing that, it's gonna harm you for sure. So it's like that. Suppose that is what I told you, no, injecting steroids. So injecting testosterone. What will
Yeah.
testosterone do to the body of a female, wherein it needs only estrogen, most of this estrogen?
Yeah. Women have a lot more estrogen than men, don't they? Yeah.
Hell lot of issues.
Yeah.
Pregnancy issue. There are so many issues with their personal life, with their own self. Because I think you should love your body, because you'll have to live in this for whole of your life.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
why to ruin it?
Mm-hmm.
Just because for the fame of 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah.
So until and unless you are consistent. So you tell me, which Bollywood celebrity do you follow? Do you like the most?